Well, Doneane is here, and she's here to talk about one of my favorite subjects, which is chocolate, but not quite the chocolate that we normally think about, but a chocolate pill.
Yeah, you know, we've talked several times on the air about how dark chocolate is really good for you. And there is a substance in dark chocolate called flavonoids. And what flavonoids are is an antioxidant, which helps with circulation. It's good for your brain. It's good for heart health. It also has some anti-inflammatory properties to it as well. So what has happened is Mars, which is one of the largest manufacturers of chocolate candy in the United States, they have teamed up with two large Swiss pharmaceutical companies, which they will not name who the companies are, and also some Swiss chocolatiers to come up with a chocolate pill. And there's actually about a decade's worth of research that has already been done towards this effort. And what they're going to do is they take the flavonoid, the healthy part of the dark chocolate, and concentrate it and put it into pill form. So you're not getting the fun of eating the chocolate, but you're also not getting added sugars from the chocolate, but you're getting the health benefit. And their research shows that in order to get the actual health benefit from the flavonoids, you have to eat, you know, pounds and pounds and pounds of chocolate. So they're trying to give the health benefit without the adverse health effects of eating too much chocolate.
Okay. Now, does it help with maybe if you have a little bit of chocolate craving sometimes?
I don't think so, because this pill is going to take just that one ingredient out of the chocolate. So it's not going to taste like chocolate. It's going to basically be a capsule that has this ingredient in it. And this is way off in the future. The research has been done, but now they're starting to do some actual clinical studies where, you know, some people will get the chocolate pill and some people will get a placebo. Then they'll do some tests on them to see, you know, is there really a health benefit to this chocolate pill or not.
Okay. So how far off do you think, or we don't even know?
The clinical trials are due to start fairly soon. All of this is happening in Switzerland as far as I can tell, but I'm sure Mars is going to, you know, give us some reports on what their findings are. And there's some positives and negatives to this. You know, some people are seeing this as a way for Mars to just get people to buy more chocolate. But again, you would have to eat so much chocolate to get the health benefit from the flavonoids that we're talking about here, that it really would kind of defeat the purpose.
Exactly, because then you're having all that sugar, and which comes with diabetes and all those kind of things. And speaking of sugar, we were going to talk about sugar as well.
Right, that was my other topic for today. And a few weeks ago we talked about the new FDA nutrition label that's going to be coming out over the course of the next couple of years. And one of the things in the forefront of that new label is showing the added sugars in processed foods. And that's what we're really talking about. We're not talking about the teaspoons of sugar that you might put in your coffee or your tea. We're talking about processed foods that are loaded with added sugars. And the thing about sugar is, you know, type 2 diabetes is a disease now that is pretty rampant in the United States. Causes all kinds of health problems, and added sugar in the diet is what can contribute to a person developing type 2 diabetes. So it used to be that we were concerned about fat and cholesterol and, you know, things like that, and we are still concerned about those things, but I think now too much sugar in the diet is really at the forefront of a lot of medical research now, and doctors and nutritionists are telling folks, you know, watch your sugar intake. Women should limit their intake to about 6 teaspoons a day, and men are limited to about 9.
Okay. Now, when you're looking on the box of cereal or whatnot, you know, because a lot of us, we look at the calories or the fat grams. Right. But they also have a listing for sugar, too,
yes,
right?
and right now the listing for sugar is kind of tiny and it's hard to see. The new nutrition label is going to blow it up and actually move it away from the other things in the nutrition label, so it kind of stands out when you look at it. You'll see those added sugars. And you bring up a good point. Cereal, anything that's in a box, a bag, or a can is probably going to have some added sugar in it. So if you eat a lot of processed foods, you really want to limit those extra teaspoons of sugar that you put into things that you eat and drink, or cooking and baking and things like that.
Yes. Now, as far as, you know, with the calories and fats, like, which one takes precedence, or are they all about the same importance level when you're looking at, you know, the calories versus fat grams versus sugar?
Well, the main thing that you want to look at is the serving size, and that's one of the things about the new nutrition label. Our serving portions now, when you look at a nutrition label, they're really not accurate as to how we actually eat our food. You know, like a 20-ounce Coca-Cola, people drink that as one serving, but the label says it's 2 servings. So if we don't pay attention to what the portion size is, then the rest of the label really doesn't matter. But you do want to be careful with your calorie count and your added sugars, and then you want to look for those trans fats, the unhealthy things that you really should stay away from.
All right. And of course, we'll be looking out for that chocolate pill as well.
That's right. But I'm still going to eat my chocolate, though.
Me too. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit of dark chocolate. That's right.
All right. Thanks, Doneane.